Hey guys, welcome back to the Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker walkthrough. This is part B of Chapter 5. So like I said in the last video, we have some stuff to do still on the island itself. So, you can now sail towards it. You can only get off on one side. And you'll see why it's called Headstone Island, because there is a big stone that's shaped like a head. Quite literally Headstone Island. So now, you can go ahead and pull out one of your Hyoi pears that we bought in the last video. Use it and a seagull will appear, and then you want to fly to the top of the island. There will be a heart piece there, you can grab it and then return to Link, and you will have acquired heart piece number 13. Now, you're going to want to head 2 squares to the west. We'll sail past Outset here, but there's not much we can do there as of right now. So just head 2 to the west. I sped it up for you guys, and this isle in the bottom left corner of your map is called Horseshoe Isle. Really, they should have called it Mini Golf Isle, because you'll see what we're doing here. So hop out, head up. And there are some nuts here. You can go ahead and pick one up, and you'll see that if you move forward, thorns will appear in front of you. So the object here is to throw the nuts in the hole that's next to you. This can be kind of tricky, but eventually if you keep trying, you'll get it, so don't get discouraged. Just keep adjusting yourself, and it shouldn't be too bad. You can also use your boomerang and your Deku Leaf to kind of direct the nuts after you throw them. So keep that in mind too. Your boomerang can be used to kind of knock it into place. So the first hole, after you finish the first hole, you'll have to do it on the second hole, which is a little bit harder because it's a little bit farther away and it's sloped, kind of weird. If you ever throw all of your nuts and you don't have any more to grab, you can use your Deku Leaf or your boomerang. Your boomerang will slowly destroy it, your Deku Leaf can knock it off the edge. Otherwise, if there's nothing else you can do, you'll just have to wait. Because they naturally deteriorate. Now, in between the second and third holes, there's a blue Choo Choo here, so make sure you grab the Choo Jelly and keep on moving. So this last hole is the most tricky one, because you have to use your Deku Leaf. And for whatever reason, when I was using my Deku Leaf, the nut wanted to go more towards the left. Maybe it was just the way I was hitting it with the wind that was coming out of my Deku Leaf, but it definitely it wanted to go left, so you might want to take note of that. This one's also pretty far, but just keep adjusting it yourself, and eventually you'll get it. So after you've gotten all 3 in the hole, a treasure chest will appear, but we're not going to hop over there just yet, because there's actually a secret hole at the very end. So hop down this hole, and there's kind of a tough battle down here. There are 3 Mothulas, 1 winged and 2 wingless. So use your boomerang to kind of crowd control them as best you can. And make sure, if you are good at quick spinning, you go ahead and do that. Also, watch your parry button, because you will have opportunities to parry. And also make sure you're using your boomerang to your advantage. These guys shouldn't be too much of a problem, but they're always the enemies that give me the most problem in this game. So that's just me. And later on we'll get an item that we can actually deal with them quite easily. Also, again, I got lucky because he dropped a golden feather, and I didn't use my grappling hook to take one, so make sure you remember to do that when you're fighting him. Then you can open up the treasure chest for treasure chart number 8. Then you can head back up the hole, and now we're ready to fly over to that smaller island. So make sure you change the wind before you do that, and then use your Deco Leaf to glide over there. You can open up this treasure chest for treasure chart number 28. Now you can head back to the King of Red Lions, and we want to sail 1 sector north. So before we went past Outset Island, and if you were low on Huoi pears, or you messed up your chance at Headstone Isle, you can go to Beetle's shop there at Outset Island and buy more Huoi pears, or restock an all-purpose bait, as I highly suggest you are filling out your sea chart here. Like I said, I will be doing that later, but I'll be doing it off screen, so that, I mean, nobody really wants to see me going through all of it. So this island is Diamond Step Isle, and later on, much later on in the game, it will be a more important island, but for now, there's just a treasure we can grab here, so go ahead and pick that up. And this is heart piece number 14. So now, there's nothing else we can do here, so just head north 1 more sector to the next island. You can see it in the distance. It is looks like a big tower. This island is called Needle Rock Island, and you can tell why. It looks like a needle made out of rock. So here there are more seagulls flying around, and there's a reason why we want the Huoi pears. So you can hop up on the island and use a Huoi pear. You might also notice that there is a treasure chest that is that there is fire surrounding, and that there's another Korok here with another withered tree that we can't quite help yet. So So now this one is the difficult one because there are a lot of Cargaroks here, and if they touch the seagull once, the Cargaroks will make you waste your toy pair. So you want to fly up to the very top and hit the switch with the seagull. The trick to flying around the Cargaroks is using your camera well and continuing to tap A. If you tap A, you should fly fast enough to be able to circle around them, as I did in the video, and hit the switch before they get you. Then you can open up this treasure chest for heart piece number 15. So that's all the goodie collecting we have now. We're actually going to continue on with the plot. So we want to go one sector to the northeast from here. You can see it. It looks like in the distance, it looks like a bunch of pointy rocks sticking up. So. When you approach this island, there will be a big storm cloud above it, and then lightning and thunder will start. It'll start to rain, and the King of Red Lions will introduce this as Great Fish Isle. So we were supposed to get our third pearl here, but as the King of Red Lions says, it looks like Ganon got to the island before we did. Oh, we shouldn't have spent all that time getting all those treasures, huh? Well, actually, no matter how fast you got here, the island would be rampaged like this. So, it doesn't really matter that we went around. We actually used the time we had in good weather to our advantage. Because it's going to be raining like this for a little bit now. We were looking for the sea spirit Jaboon, who many theorize is Lord Jabu Jabu, or one of his descendants from Ocarina of Time. And I think that's a pretty good theory. Anyways, the Rito postman will come, and he will say that he told the pirates that Jaboon has gone to live at your home island, Outset Island. So we have to go to Outset Island now, but we can't get there without having a special treasure. So now the pirates are on Windfall Island getting a special treasure. So he suggests that we go to Windfall Island and find out what the pirates are up to. But first, remember back in the last chapter when we went to Windfall Island and I had you guys get the town flower? Well, we're going to use that now. Go ahead and walk across to the other side. This is the start of the trading sequence. I will finish this much later in the walkthrough, but I suggest doing this part at least as early as possible, because you get a really good item out of it, especially if you're not as confident in your combat abilities. So this guy's a traveling merchant. He's actually a Goron, if you couldn't tell. And he will trade you the town flower for a sea flower and 20 rupees. You have to pay a little bit for this trading sequence, but there are actually two other trading merchants around the Great Sea, and they'll give you different things for different items. However, this guy is the only one that will trade you for a sea flower. So the other guys will give you a sea flower for a town flower, but they'll only give you a town flower for a sea flower. This guy will give you an exotic flower for a sea flower. So make sure you trade with him twice and spend 45 rupees to get the exotic flower. So like he says, that creates a merchant's oath, and now Zunari, back at Windfall, will have both, or will have all three: the town flower, the sea flower, and the exotic flower. And I suppose Zunari is probably pretty happy that we've done this for him, so we'll have to talk to him later. Now you can go back to the King of Red Lions. He'll say we should go to Windfall, but we're not quite done here on Great Fish. There's a spiral island in the distance. You want to sail over to the other side of it and head up to the top. You'll notice there's another Korok up here with another withered tree that can't do anything about right now. Anyways, you want to head to the top, and if you can't see it, it is kind of hard to see, especially when the screen's dark, but there's a ledge over on the far isle out there. You'll see me fly to it in the video. You want to change the wind going northwest, and then fly to that little ledge. You can pull out your telescope if you need to see it. Anyways, you can hop off the ledge here and open the treasure chest that is in the small little cavern for heart piece number 16. So another heart container for you guys. So what's funny is I changed the wind back to try to fly back to the King of Red Lions, but as I was jumping off, I pushed the wrong button. And so I ended up just swimming back anyways. But it probably would be faster to fly back. But you can make it swimming back, so it's not a big deal. Now we're all ready to head to Windfall. So head 2 sectors to the northeast to get back to Windfall. And I have sped that up for you guys, so no worries. Once you approach Windfall, the King of Red Lions will alert you of the pirate ship, as if we didn't see it. And he'll tell you we have to figure out what the pirates are up to. So we'll do that in a second. But there's one thing we can do now. And we actually could have done this in the last chapter. I just forgot about it, to be completely honest, so I'm doing it in this chapter. Basically, the only thing you need is the Wind Waker and the Wind's Requiem to be able to change the direction of the wind. So, like I said, if you're still a little bit further back in the game and you have just beaten Dragon Roost, you can do this then and get the treasure that we're getting from it. But otherwise, you can do it now. It's not a big deal. Also, you can go to the post box now, and Orca will have sent you a letter saying bring me Knight's Crest. So we know who to bring the Knight's Crest now to. Anyways, you want to head up to the top of the island, and then there's a little ledge that you can keep walking on that will bring you to a ladder. So before you head up the ladder, you can change the wind going north, and in the video the wind already was going north, so I was good. You want to head up and step on the switch to get the windmill going. So with the windmill going, we can get on top of a balcony. More specifically, Lenzo's balcony. And there's some treasure up there. So to get on the windmill, you want to hop down from here and then go over to the sinking ship minigame shop. Yeah, try saying that 10 times fast. And head up the stairs behind the clerk. Then you can head out the door, and there's a guy that, if you talked to him earlier, if you were adventurous, he would say that there is a windmill here, and if we hit the switch and the wind was going the right direction, we could make it move again. So you're going to want to jump onto one of these cars that's up here and let it take you all the way around. The little balcony in the distance is Lenzo's balcony. I was going to change the wind to use the Deku Leaf, but it's not really required. If you let it take you all the way around, you can just hop straight off onto the balcony, so don't worry about that. You'll also see up here that there seems to be a lighthouse, but no light coming from it. Well, there's nothing we can really do about that now, but later there is, so remember that for later. Now you can hop off onto Lenzo's balcony and open the door. There are two treasure chests here. The one on the right leads to a purple rupee, and the one on the left is treasure chart number 29. Now you can crouch and you'll come out in Lenzo's main room, but be careful, you don't want to go too far because Lenzo is talking to a woman, the woman we took the picture of back in chapter 2 to get another treasure chart. Instead of just bursting in on them, you want to take a picture of them together. This is used for a side quest later in the game, so like I said, if we would have done it in the last chapter, I think we could have completed the side quest in the last chapter actually. But since I forgot, we'll have to wait a little bit because we have to give the picture to people who are only out during the day, and obviously it's nighttime and raining, so nobody's outside right now. But take a picture of them together regardless so that you don't have to go up on the windmill again. And then if you move a little bit forward, he will notice you. You might be able to take the pictograph after this scene, because she'll still be there. But I'm not quite sure. To play it safe, I would still take the picture when they're looking at each other. Anyways, that's all the side questing we can do right now. Even Zunari's auction is closed because it's so stormy out. There is one thing, if you're playing the GameCube version, you can now get the deluxe Pictobox. So, you want to head into Lenzo's shop and give him the Forest Firefly that we picked up at the end that I forgot to mention. There's an annotation there, but I forgot to mention it. So in the Wii U version, he just gives you a Joy Pendant, which is still pretty nice. But in the GameCube version, he gives you the deluxe Pictobox, as long as you did the side quest that we completed for him back in Chapter 2, the taking pictures of the 3 people. If you are playing the GameCube version, you're going to want to do that before you get on the windmill so that you can take the colored picture of them. Then you can also take pictures of the moon and the picture of the lady for her, because those all have to be colored pictures. Anyways, now you want to head to the bomb shop. Head around the back, just like we did before when we were finding the kids, and this time climb up the vines that are in the back and crawl in the small entrance. So this is where the pirates are, and they'll say they need bombs, but because the prices were too outrageous, they had to tie them up and steal some. And I can see where they're coming from. So now we know that we need bombs to get to wherever we need to go on Outset, because Jabun is hiding in some place where we need bombs. There'll be a humorous cutscene here with the pirates and Tetra. and then Tetra will see you and tell the pirates that they can rest. And there is one part of the scene you want to make sure you're paying attention to. If you're not a big reader, at the end of the scene, one of the pirates will ask the other pirate what the password is, and he'll say what it is. You need to know this because it is different every game you start. It's one of, I don't know how many different passwords they have, but it's random every game you play. In my game, it happened to be Schooner, or Schooner. I don't really know how to pronounce it. All you need to know is how to spell it. And make sure that you... Here he is, he's asking what today's password is. I think I've also gotten the passwords Barnacle and Scalawag, but I think there's more that it could possibly be. So after you get your password, you can head over to the pirate ship and go to the door. The person at the door will ask for the password. Make sure you put it in exactly as it's spelled. Also making sure that the first letter is capitalized, because they capitalize the first letter. So after you put in the password right, you can head in here. And since there's no guard, you can go in Tetra's room now. So you can look around. There's some interesting things in here. Interesting why she'd have pictures of them, but that's about it. There's nothing really cool to find in there. Then you can head down and you'll see Nico again, and he'll have devised another game for you to play. So, he's going to want you to swing from rope to rope this time, instead of having platforms in the middle. Yeah, unfortunately, this guy's just going to be really annoying and make us go through all of this. And it's still timed, because you have to get to the other side before the timer runs out and the gate closes. So Nico will lock himself in the room. And you have to step on the switch to open up the gate. But we're just gonna leave Nico, because, nah, just kidding. We want the treasure. We don't really care about Nico, though. So, hop on the switch to open the gate, and I actually missed this jump here. The ropes actually do move a little bit, so you have to be careful. I missed the first jump, but... So this is a little bit harder than the first time we did this challenge. You still have plenty of time to complete it though, so don't worry about moving so fast. Also, make sure you're sliding down to the bottom of the rope after you jump, because sometimes you come out at the more towards the top of the rope. And if you hear a little ticking sound in the background, that means your time is starting to run out. But it'll start ticking a lot faster if your time, or the closer your time is to getting run out. So you don't really have to hurry unless that's ticking pretty fast. If it's just lazily ticking, you still have some time left, so don't screw up just because you're trying to go too fast. Anyways, Nico will tell you that you can have the bombs. So open the treasure chest for the bomb bag. Yep, now we get bombs. So the description tells you that you can also use the bombs as a cannon on your boat, which is actually going to open up quite a bit for us now. So we'll be doing some collection in the next chapter. So this is pretty much the end of the chapter. You can head out of the ship. Tetra will tell you that you need to get to Outset Island before tonight is over. So keep that in mind as we head into the next chapter. But your boat is now at the dock in Windfall Island. You can head over there, and you'll probably see the post box wiggling. You can open the, or you can go and get your letter, which should be Beetle's chart telling you, well, it'll give you Beetle's chart, and it'll also tell you that Beetle is now selling bombs. But other than that, that's the end of chapter 5, so I'll see you next time in chapter 6, where we make our sail across the sea to get to Outset Island. See you then.